Hey there, YouTubers, friends, design scientists, Pythonistas. What I've been doing in the last three, I did two little workshopy things. I'm tying together some philosophical lineages or currents or something. It feels like connecting dots in a way that will help people. And then in the last one, I start talking about the IMU logo, the International Mathematicians logo, because it starts out by introducing the jitterbug, right? So that's what I start out by, looking for where else can you find something like the jitterbug. And so here's one of those places. I'm waiting for this frame to resolve. Is it going to? This is all very recursive. So yeah, we've been looking at Gurdjieff and stuff. Okay, let's stop it there. Notice it says type Borromean Rings underneath. So this video goes on to talk about what we'll call Borromean Rings, the IMU, the making of the logo, the significance of the logo. This is not by me, right? I'm just talking about um, a video I've cited. So Borromean Rings, now here's a book I want to introduce, which you may have heard of, you may have. It's called Maps of the Mind, right? And it has a whole bunch of diagrams inside. Basically this format. So there's like writing and then there's a picture. And these are Borromean rings here. So there's a ton of thinkers who've had their sort of worldviews shrunk down, you could say, into just a couple pages of text and a diagram. And that's really useful. It's useful to see a lot of these collected together, just like it might be useful to look at business models all being collected together somehow or generated. Sometimes it's collections that inspire more thinking. I've also been talking about toys, the toys you can get on the market and so on. And I said I'd talk about Lux at some point. I also have to mention, of course, Zoom and Zoom Tool. Now, these little hubs are really special. I think it's every 10 seconds they manage to get one out, something like that. This is a pretty special toy, and I'm not totally sure what's going on here with the different colors. That's where I would have to defer to an expert. It's like, okay, red and blue, what's the difference again? And what's going on? This looks like they're all the same length. But that may be deceptive, or it's just a way they managed to join two hubs in a new way. See, this is where I need someone who really knows their zone to just take over. I could have a link, and boom, we're off to the next teacher. Relating to that was this, which I've shown before, strange attractors. This is still shrink wrapped, full of magnets and ball bearings and colored rods, and it didn't make it to the market. I mean, even though it got that far, it got to be that shrink wrapped with graphics. I did some renderings on the cover. So what other toys? I've been talking about, of course, C60, which you can assemble these soccer balls individually, and they're not actually soccer balls, but they're hexapents. And then you can join these together to form a lattice, and that in itself is a useful workshop activity just from a hands-on point of view, but conceptually also. And I wanted to say, like with quadrats, as you know, you could give a unique integer address to each one of these in a lattice, which corresponds to also their coordinate location. So it would be where they are, and it would be a unique integer address, 4 integers, one of them 0, at least one of them 0, all positive, right? And so, 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 0, all positive, right? You could use that to light up or address in any way you want these individual cells. Kind of fun. Just imagine a lattice like that that's very gossamer and it just has lights at each center, and those you program them, right? So we're talking about, you could call it a 4D billboard. You could make that 4D mean the time sequence, or you could make it mean the tetrahedron. Then you need 5D maybe for add the time dimension. So you're kind of flexible in that regard. It's like you must nail down dimension as a concept. I don't think that's ever been done, actually, but there are many namespaces that use the term. Okay, so I think that recaps what I wanted to cover. Lacan and the Borromean Rings. So you can go into Freud and stuff through Borromean Rings, and this is more to the point, again, that synergetics is a psychological work as well as having physical outward manifest, push and pull. It's there, the psychological dimension. Been uploading or downloading copies to memory stick of past YouTubes. Hope to have secure backup, but I think the workshop encore that I just did, most recent episode, that didn't get saved properly, so that's probably lost as a Camtasia project file. Just saying. That's kind of what prompted me to finally go get another memory stick and get some backups going. All right, talk to you soon.